Hello, and in today's video we're going to look at some expansions for the base game of Spirit Island. So we've got Spirit Island Branch and Claw and Promo Pack 1. Now Promo Pack 1 came with the Kickstarter version of Spirit Island, but you can actually order it direct from Greater Than Games website. It gives you 2 powers with their cards. Spirit Island Branch and Claw, a little bit different. This adds some more powers, some events, and these extra tokens. So this is quite a nice little expansion. Now, Serpent Slumbering Beneath the Island is a giant snake. So long ago, in an earlier age, there was only water where islands now lie. One day, for there were day and night by then, though humans did not yet exist, a great serpent grew tired of swimming and decided to rest. It drew the earth up around itself, and so the island was born. Other stories say different things. In particular, Volcano Looming High has its own account, but stories do not need to agree for them to be true. Regardless, many spirits can sense the immense serpent deep below. It is mostly asleep, and its influence on the land above is limited, but the invader's blight already begins to sting it towards greater wakefulness. So you get to put a influence disc on the starting board in land area number 5. Several ways to play it, but it's patient. It's a long game guy. It's got quite high complexity, and you see it's low offense, low control, low fear, decent defense. Low offense, low control, low fear, decent defense, and high utility. And as you can see, you can pick 2, which is quite nice. So you can reclaim your cards and move a presence, gain a power and an energy, gain energy, or place a presence, remove blight. Add a presence, to an area without blight, and that can be up to 3 away. You've got this weird serpenty track here. It's got quite a lot of innate powers, and then it's got deep slumber. So as you can see, it's got limited rules for presence. Now, Heart of the Wildfire, slightly different. It's also got high complexity, very high offense, decent control, pretty good fear, hardly any defense, hardly any utility. And this one has a spirit of natural destruction and renewal after destruction, though these whose lands have been scoured by flame don't usually much appreciate the latter. So yeah, it's a wildfire, as it says. Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of that. So this only picks 1, as per most of the spirits. Got your bits here. It's got some special rules, and of course, they both come with their own power cards. And yeah, that's a nice little mini expansion. So I think this promo pack is not an essential buy. They're high complexity, slightly different rules, but it's nice to have an extra 2 powers. So yeah, I think due to the low cost, the promo pack is worth getting hold of, although shipping is a bit pricey, unfortunately. However, if you get it at the same time as, for example, an expansion like this, then you're going to get some extra benefit by reducing the overall postage cost. So let's get into this one now and have a look at what this brings. So when opening up the box, you've got your rule box, your rule book. You've got a couple of sets of tokens. You've then got a couple of powers. So you've got Sharp Fangs Beneath the Leaves and Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds, so hence the Branch and Claw. You've got some new scenarios, including the French invaders. And then this here is a new board that adds to the other board where you put all your fear, and that's to hold all your extra little tokens. So let's just open it up. So you've got your events, your beasts, your wilds, I want to call them, your serpent, and whatever they are. Obviously haven't read the rules to remind myself what they're all called. You've got some extra cards, so some fresh powers. And again, this another one of these inserts which I think I might get rid of. One of the problems is, as you can see, they just about fit your cards when they're unsleeved. They're definitely not going to fit once they're sleeved, and even unsleeved they sometimes sort of want to slide out the top. So I'm not too keen on the inserts, but good job in providing some baggies for all the chips, etc. So you get a whole load of extra. So you've got some Healthy Island cards, some extra summary cards telling you what the tokens are. So Beasts, Wilds, Disease and Strife. some extra major and minor powers, obviously the decks for the 2 new spirits, some extra fear cards, some extra events, some new scenarios, and some information about the Kingdom of France, and obviously a nice little map showing you where they're from. So yeah, really nice little addition to the game, and I think this expansion is really worthwhile because it adds stuff. Now the problem with the events, of course, is it can add some extra randomness. So if you have a look at this one here, Slave Rebellion. So what stage are you at? Are you at stage 1, 2 or stage 3? So let's say you're at stage 1, small uprising, at stage 3, open rebellion, and then you also get aid the uprising as well. One criticism I would make, the way they've packed it, the cards are bent, so you're probably going to need to lay these out and try and flatten them. Let's have a quick look at one of the new fear cards. So Panic, so again stage 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, nice. Minor powers, so this one costs 1. Scour the land, it's slow, range 2, targets any land, destroys villages, explorers, but does blight the land. But you can turn it to swift if you've got enough of the purple symbols. Major powers here, so death falls gently from open blossoms, costs 4, it's slow, range 3, targets, as you can see, lands 3 and 5, I think that says. 4 damage, if any invaders remain, add a disease. So yeah, pretty cool. So these powers tie in to our new spirits, and then with the healthy island, yeah, so you start off healthy and then it flips to blighted, and then you can lose, and there's quite a few. I'm going to need to check all these, whether these are all identical. Possibly. It seems a bit weird that we got quite so many of them. They do have various headings at the top, so maybe there is some variation there. I'm going to need to look at that a bit more closely. And then the other side of the token card has some bit about events stuff there. So yeah, really, really nice expansion. Need to dig into the rule book and get punching. Now I've punched everything out and unwrapped the sleeves, and as predicted, this insert is now trash, and as it's plastic, I hope it can be recycled in the plastic recycling. Very irritating, so for now I've bagged up all the tokens in one of the pockets, the packs of cards in the other 2 pockets, and then just dumped everything loose in. So that is a slight irritation, and it's a problem I would level at the original game as well, that once you've unpunched everything, you know, putting it back in the box is a little bit trickier than it needs to be. Anyway, there is one final thing I need to have a little gripe about. This is the 3rd printing, and I believe my box is also the 4th printing, so if you check the barcode you'll see the printing. And the 3rd printing of Branch and Claw had some translation errors, as did the 4th printing, so I need to get hold of the errata pack off Greater Than Games. Luckily they've made it really, really cheap. Unfortunately it's currently out of stock, so I'm going to have to play with the errors. I don't think they're super major problems, but yeah, it's a slight irritation. Anyway, I got to box all this back up and have a good read of the rule books, so I can hopefully have a game of this over the next month. But yeah, hadn't actually opened this before, partly because I was irritated about the errors with the printing, and yeah, I think it's a great game. It does have some minor production errors, which I believe have been fixed in the, I believe it's the 6th printing, but they're up to now. It's a very popular game. There's some really good playthroughs online. I might try a playthrough, but because there's quite a lot of thinking to do, don't hold me to that. And obviously there is the recent Kickstarter expansion coming out next year, which I will probably do a video on when that actually turns up. So there you have it. That is Spirit Island, the base game, plus the expansion Branch and Claw, with the promo expansion of the Serpent and the Flaming Wildfire Beast. I hope you've enjoyed the quick look at the game. Giving you a very rough overview, so obviously don't try and learn to play the game from this video. And as I say, if I can get my head sorted around playing a solo game whilst filming, I will give that a go. But yeah, I'm not convinced that's going to happen. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, happy gaming.